Hi guys, I hope you're all doing fantastically today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and to all my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please consider it. It makes a huge difference. And thank you for taking the time to be here and watch this video with me. So, in today's video, we're talking about my one and only Chanel leather item that I have. So before we get started, a quick disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever you choose to spend your hard-earned money on is completely up to you. Luxury or not. So let's reveal what it is. As you can see here, it does have a Chanel leather chain. Let me bring it really close so you can see that. It is, if you can tell, if I get really close, you can probably tell it's in the caviar as well from these little dots. So let's take her out. It does come in this lovely pouch, although I have to say with the pouch, it looks rather lovely. Looks like a bag in of itself, but it's not a bag, although it was named a clutch. So let me reveal her here. Although it is called a clutch from Chanel, I would call this a card holder. So let me turn around here. It does have a back pocket here. Okay, and it's in black there. Let me turn around. I haven't even taken the sticker off this yet, so if I bring it really close so you can see the sticker still on there. Gorgeous shine and sheen. It is in the caviar and black. There's that gorgeous Chanel logo. It is a popper fastening, and as I open it up, you can see there that concertina effect. Now let me see if this does come with an authenticity card. It does indeed. So I don't want to show the number, of course, but I will say there it is. There's the authenticity card. So it is a real piece of Chanel. Let me put that to one side. So you can tell by the fact I've got an authenticity card, if you're a Chanel fan, that this is not a recent purchase. I did purchase this now, nearly 3 years ago, back in 2020. Back then, these were hundreds of pounds, not thousands. So I actually got it for below 8,000, if you believe it. So this chain here, it's not, well, if you are petite, this could go as a crossbody. But if you're not petite, it will sit just below. If you are somebody who has a chest, it will sit just below the chest on the rib cage, just in the middle of the rib cage there. That's kind of where it will fit you, if you're of average height or above. I would tend to wear this almost like decoration, I guess, in a way, where if I'm going out and I just want to grab a few things, I'm just taking a purse with me, then this is what I would carry. This is probably why I ended up getting it in 2020, because back then we were all carrying so little, and it was just, a face mask and your cards, because the less you carried, the less you had to clean, right? So this was basically all I took with my card holder in my pocket, and I would just run and go, and I would just wear this like hanging just below that chest line and take it and go. I've enjoyed this purse. I haven't used it a huge amount because, to be honest, I knew I probably wasn't going to get a Chanel Classic flap. Part of the reason being the price. I struggled with the idea of paying that much money for a bag. Mainly because at that level of pricing, I would end up babying it and I would be scared to use it. And if I'm babying something, then it's no longer a practical item for use. You're then investing in it as something to then potentially sell or what have you. And that's not what I'm about. I buy what luxury I do have, I buy it to enjoy it and use it. And although the sticker is still on there, I did use this and I did enjoy using it. But it is of course Chanel, so I don't want to take it out and constantly use it, because the wear and tear may over time cause it to deteriorate. And of course I want to keep it in great condition. And as you guys can see, when I kind of move it around, you can see there's a great sheen to this, and I really liked it. But it was a great tester for me just to see, do I like caviar? Do I enjoy using the caviar leather? You know, would this be the right kind of color for me? How does it wear and tear over time? This is a great place to find that out before investing in a bag and then regretting it later, right? Because one thing I don't want to have to do is give something up because, or try and sell it or what have you, because it just didn't work out. When it's such a significant investment in terms of spending investment, I don't like doing that. I will also say that this does not remove. It is hooked in there, as you can see from the clasp. If I bring that pretty closely in, you can see there it's not going to come off on either side. But it is reinforced by this additional piece of leather, which is quite nice. Let me put that there. See, look, there we go. So, like I said a little while ago, I did pay hundreds of pounds for this as opposed to thousands, right? I did buy it directly from the Chanel boutique. And I think it was at the time the only one in stock. I just went in. I didn't, you know, I don't have an SA there or anything. And I went in and said, hey, I really like that. You know that, do you have anything like it in store? And they grabbed this for me. I showed them a picture of something kind of similar, because of course, you know, when you go into a Chanel boutique, unless, I'm guessing, because I don't know this for sure, because I'm not a VIP, but I'm guessing or speculating, if you're a VIP, you might have more access to items, but if you're not, and you're just, you know, a regular person walking into the store, then you kind of, you know, what's there is there, and what's available is available. I happened to get this, and I do recall that, you know, I did a lot of research into getting something, because a lot of people I say a lot of people, that's not true, but of people who shop Chanel leather goods, many do have, you know, card holders or purses or SLG, small leather goods. And I was like, well, I don't want to invest in a bag not being sure it's the right thing for me, because of course they look fantastic, right? Yeah, Chanel bags online, on social media, you know, when you see them as well in person, yes, they're beautiful, but is it something that I, as an individual myself, once I've invested in this and, you know, spent the money, is it something I'm actually going to use and enjoy in a relatively carefree way? Of course, when something is leather and something is, you know, expensive, of course you're going to want to take care of it, as in, you know, clean it and you know, do what needs to be done to maintain it. I don't mean that, but what I mean is, are you able to use it without every second going, you know, I'm worried about color transfer, I'm worried if I take it out something will happen to it, or I can't dare, you know, go to most places because it doesn't facilitate the bag. You know, I don't want to treat this like a child. It's a functional item. I want to use it as an item, right? And what this taught me was that a Chanel classic flap probably at this point in time isn't for me. My lifestyle doesn't really facilitate having something that delicate on a consistent basis, mostly because if I was to have one, it would end up sitting on the shelf the majority of the time. And then when I would be using it, I would be constantly trying to avoid wear and tear, as opposed to using it. And if small wear and tear comes over time and use, kind of embracing it. I would see it as a negative as opposed to feeling neutral about it, which isn't great when it's something like this. And the other thing was the sizing. So the straps are bigger than this. Of course, Chanel strap, you know, bag straps are classic flap straps are bigger than this. But I then realized that if I was to use a Chanel classic flap and have the strap, I would probably find that over time, I wouldn't be able to carry very heavy things in there, because the straps would dig into my shoulder. I mean, I don't want to have, you know, something like that, which is beautiful, and then I can't even fill it because it gets too heavy. And when I was looking at sizing, the one that I'll probably end up using is the jumbo. The reason being is, if I'm going to wear a Chanel Classic flap, I'm going to wear a Chanel Classic flap. I don't want to have to be super selective about what goes into the bag. And when I was looking at sizing of the mini and medium and small, I was like, no, it's the jumbo for me, because the jumbo suits my silhouette, my sizing, and also it carries what I would want without me having to downsize to go and use the bag. And that's the thing with something like a Chanel Classic flap, you want to get the use out of it. So I'd want to use it in the daytime, probably more than the evening, simply because I go out more in the daytime than I do in the evening, right? And if you're going out for an evening occasion, having a bag like a Classic flap is great, but you're going to end up going for a mini or a small or whatever, and you can't really fit much in there. The other thing is, I like big phones, and phones will take up the whole of the space in the mini flap, right? Or the majority of it. And also, because the jumbo suits my silhouette better, I'm going to opt for it more because I'm going to feel more comfortable with it, right? But then you think of the downside of potentially the straps digging in and these things. So after using this, I realized that at this point in time, a Chanel Classic flap probably isn't for me. It does not mean that I don't adore the bag, that I don't admire the bag, that I still don't wonder, should I get the bag at some point in the future? Should it be part of, you know, in the year's time, something on the plan that I want to, you know, eventually get? It doesn't mean that I've completely gone, I will never have one, or I don't like it. Not at all. It's pretty. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I would love to be able to just, you know, woof and go, but it's a significant investment. It's a lot of money. And you can't be spending, or for me, let me say that again, for me, I would not want to be spending a lot of money on something that does not get the use, that I can't enjoy, and that I'm mindful of using because I'm scared of anything happening to it. You know, that's not what it's about for me. But I love this. I enjoyed it. I've used it, and when I want to, I will take it out and use it again. But it's not something that I use every day, for sure, because it is a gorgeous piece, and it's something, again, that I want to maintain as much as I can over time. So yeah, this is my one and only Chanel leather piece. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye for now.